Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Arm Wrestling Simulator, where today we are once again going to be spending most of our time, basically all of our time today in this rewind event. It feels like I haven't actually spent much time, if any, in the main game over the last 3 weeks or so since the rewind event dropped, but that's because it's been such an amazing event. Also, what is that? What am I seeing up there? Who's for the first? Wait, what? Bro, why'd they put the developers up here in cages? What are they doing? Are they anywhere else? Oh, it's so funny. Has that always been there? I don't think so. It's like my first time ever noticing that. Anyways, we're getting off track because today we have to defeat a boss. And not just any boss, the hardest boss in the entire event. And if you're familiar with the rewind event, then you will know it is this Sheldon Titanus all the way over here in the Jazz Club. You have to get, I think it's 1 billion knuckle strength to break open this wall right here. And then there is another barrier where you have to spend 1.5 million gold to unlock it. And then you can see what is up with Mr. Sheldon Titanus. Now, this guy is super interesting because there has never been a boss like him ever in the history of Arm Wrestling Simulator for one very important reason, and it is this right here. Sheldon gets stronger every time you beat him. So no longer is it, oh, he only requires, 1 billion strength. I have 1 trillion. So I could beat him infinitely, AFK 24/7, and we just rake in the rewards. It's not so easy. And if we go up here and fight him, you will see right now he has 127 billion strength, and we get a Sheldon token, which I'll explain in a second why those are super important. But when we fight him again, he has 127.5 billion. So every time you fight him, he gets 500 million extra strength. And so over time, if you just AFK forever, there will become a point where you won't be able to beat him. Now, right now on my main account, we have around 6 trillion strength, which is, it's enough to beat him, I think around 10,000 times, because the way his strength works, I think it just goes up 0.5 billion every time you defeat him. And so with 6 trillion strength, that means roughly we could beat him like 10 or 12,000 times. And you can also see over here, these are the people who have defeated the boss the most. So we have someone who's defeated him 37,000 times, which basically means I think they have around 20 trillion strength. And then if we scroll all the way down right here at 34th place, we have someone who's beat him 17,000 times. So people are definitely getting strong and they're beating this boss a lot. But if you're wondering, why do we even want to beat him? Well, we get Sheldon tokens, as you saw in this little wheel over here, the Market Fortune wheel. You can receive special rewards from a chance wheel. I love wheels, and this is a fantastic wheel because the rewards in here are crazy. The best pet is a 4.2 billion multiplier, best friend 8, best friend 9, that can be maxed out to I think 6.4 billion. There's also some really awesome and exclusive pet wearables, as well as the new best armor in the game that can be maxed out to I think like 78-50%, something absolutely insane. And the only way to get enough tokens to spin this wheel is you have to beat Sheldon 10 times, and then you'll have 10 tokens, which is enough for 1 wheel spin. But obviously, as you can no longer infinitely AFK this boss, it makes this wheel so much more valuable, so much more useful, and these rewards so much rarer, which is why I currently have every single one of my alt accounts in the world AFKing their strength. All these accounts right now have around a trillion strength, a little bit more, and that's all due to the big grind I put in a few days ago where I managed to get full teams of these void huge criminal hounds. I think these have a multiplier of like 60 or 80, and so I gave each one of my accounts full teams of these pets so that way they're able to AFK and get a ton of strength. And that is how we're going to beat this boss a ton of times, because on this account in particular, like I said, we can only beat around 10,000 times, but if we add up the strength of all of our alt accounts, that's probably another 10 trillion strength, and so we can beat the boss on another 20,000 times, which would be another 2,000 spins. But I do want to ensure that my math is correct and that there isn't some sort of change to how this boss functions. And so just to make sure we're going to be good to go at the later stages, I'm going to go ahead and AFK this boss on my main account until I can no longer defeat him, which means it's going to take a while as I can only defeat around 1,000 bosses per hour. And so realistically, I'm going to check back in around 12-ish hours or so and see how many tokens we have, how many times we've defeated a Mr. Sheldon, and we should be able to, or maybe go into the stats right here. Oh, wait, I forgot. It doesn't like tell you which boss you defeated. It just tells you like the general stats. So you can see defeated 297,000.2k bosses, which is crazy in the first place. But I guess we should come back to this number being around 307,000 if we're able to beat him around 10,000 times like I'm speculating. We also will be getting the added benefit of getting this Traveler 3 quest, which is a new medal in the game, and that will give us 20% extra gold, which we will probably end up farming as well at some point, because this boss over here is really awesome. Wait, I've been AFKing that guy, right? Oh my gosh, we have so many money bags. Wait, I can equip these. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. Equip best. Oh, that is insane. We must have a full team of these money bags. I AFK'd this guy for like 2 days, I think, and we already have basically like 40 of these 110% money bag hats, which is awesome. And that'll actually help us out training a ton, because we are definitely going to be needing to get more strength. We're probably going to get up to around like 20 or 30 trillion strength this video, or at least that's the goal. But anyways, I've done enough yapping. Let's go and sit down for, like I said, 12 hours, and I'll see you guys in a little. You guys remember how I said I was going to AFK for just around 12 hours? Well, it's been a little bit longer than 12 hours. It's actually been about 24-ish hours. But as you just saw, Sheldon Titanus has a whopping almost 5 trillion strength, so it's getting really difficult for us to beat him. But that means one thing, and one thing only: we have beat the boss a total of 9,300 times so far on this account, which is just insane. And that means if we can get all of our accounts to around 6 trillion strength, then we could beat this boss for like 75,000, maybe 100,000 times. And I was realizing something, that all of my accounts over here, these guys all just have the basic 50% boost arm in this world, but the Dark Shimmer has a 150% boost, and you get it from this wheel over here. So for example, I only have 3.4 trillion strength, but with this arm, I basically double my strength in this world along with my trail. And so all these accounts, they basically have as much strength as this account. And so I wanted to save a lot of these tokens to spin later on. Oh my gosh. First try, let's go. But what I want to do is I want to get one arm for each of these accounts. That way, by the time they're ready to start AFKing the boss, they'll have basically a 2x strength boost going into it. And so it'll probably take us around like maybe 1,000 tokens, like up to 1,000 tokens in order to get this. So I'm gonna do a big wheel spin opening. Woo, there we go. There's our second one. Some point in the future, over the next few days, once I'm able to get probably like enough tokens for 10,000 wheel spins. But this will help us out tremendously, and so I'm fine using 100 or so spins. Or we might not even have to do 100. We've only done like maybe 10, and we already have 3 arms. Bro, our luck is insane right now. What the heck? Another one. We're already halfway there. It's been like 2 seconds. Oh, there we go. There's our 5th. Thank you very much. That's our 6th, I believe. Oh, we just need one more Dark Shimmer, as long as my counting isn't terrible. Oh, and there should be our final Dark Shimmer arm. Let's see. Can I count? I can indeed count. 8 arms for 8 accounts. I'll get those transferred over before they start AFKing, which I would say I'll let them train up strength for a little bit longer. Maybe like the next 2 or 3 hours. I also had a lot of people point out the fact that somehow I don't have this Magic Eggs Game Pass, which really helps in terms of getting golden and void pets, which I don't know how I've never bought that before on my main account. I guess I usually just use like the golden and void potions whenever I open up eggs, and was like, yeah, I don't need that. But yeah, apparently that would have helped out my grind to get all of these accounts that are pets, and on this account a whole lot more than if I just never bought it in the first place. So you live and you learn. But I think for this account as well, I am going to go back to train just a little bit, because I at least want to beat Sheldon Titanus around 10,000 times. We're not going to probably be able to get on the leaderboard, because we got to beat him like 23,000 times. And so at least in this video, we probably won't do it, but who knows, maybe we're gonna keep on grinding over the next week or so. But we're gonna get up to probably like 7 or 8 trillion strength on this account, go back to AFKing, and then a few hours we're gonna get all of these accounts AFKing the boss, that we could hopefully beat him around 100,000 times. So we trained up a bit of strength here. We doubled our strength in like 1 afternoon of training. So I'm pretty sure this account, we're just absolutely cooking right now. And so in theory, we could actually beat this boss close to around like 20,000 times. Again, that's in theory, because the stronger this boss gets, the harder and the slower I actually defeat him. And so just to ensure we get as many boss defeats as possible from this, I'm going to be doing a full AFK session overnight, just to ensure that we squeeze all the defeats out of this as possible, because these tokens are just super valuable, and I want basically a total of like 100,000 of these tokens so we can spin the wheel around 10,000 times. That sounds pretty good to me. But I still haven't traded over my arms to these alt accounts yet. And so let me go do that really quickly because I'm honestly curious. I mean, these guys should all have around 10 trillion strength as well. So in theory, we're looking at like 150,000 boss defeats, but it's probably going to be closer around to 100,000 after 12 hours of AFKing or so. But again, let me go transfer all these arms, get them equipped, and then we can give a rough estimate of how many times we can beat this Sheldon Titanus boss. All right, the arms have been transferred and equipped, and as you can see, each of our alt accounts is chilling between, like, I think the lowest is what, 8.7 trillion strength, and the highest is almost 10 trillion strength. And then there's this guy, which I just didn't put on the arm yet. Over the next 12 hours, they'll probably beat the boss around 10,000 times each, and that's because the boss will get harder and harder and the fights will go slower and slower. But still, we're looking at around 100,000 total defeats of this boss, which means 10,000 wheel spins, maybe even more, coming my way in the next few days, which is awesome. Bro, how has someone beat this guy 60,000 times? They have like 40 or 50 trillion strength, bro. That's insane. All right, well, we've got a long night ahead of us of AFKing. I want to go ahead and get all my alt accounts grinding wins over here on Sheldon, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning when we've defeated as many bosses as we can. Well, gamers, it has been one full overnight AFK session on all of my accounts, and I'm here right now to see how many wins were we able to rack up. Now, the easiest way we can do that is just go over here to the market fortune, and this will just tell us, ooh, 17.8 thousand, because for each win you get one token. So we've beat this boss almost 18,000 times. So where does that put us? That didn't even put us anywhere close to the leaderboard. Holy crap. And so if we want to beat this boss now, oh my gosh, 9 trillion strength. That is so much strength. Holy crap. So in order to get a total of 100,000 wins across 8 of our other accounts, we just need to have gotten 82,000 wins, which I think seems possible. And again, the reason I'm shooting for 100,000 is because that means we get 10,000 wheel spins, which basically, okay, I don't say guarantees, but that would be 5 of these time villains. That would be 100 of these time dominuses, 1,000 of these can caps, and then I don't even know what's that, 1,500 dark shimmers, which I think is enough to max out each account with like an 8,000% arm. So if we're able to get 10,000 spins, we are going to be getting so many goodies for all of our accounts moving forward. And again, that's the goal here. So I'm gonna go log into each of my alt accounts and see how many wins we'll be able to secure. And then instead of fighting anymore, we're probably just gonna make all these accounts start fighting Charlie Chance, because again, he gives one of these OP ads every 1,000 fights, an insane amount of these pet XP. Do we even have a lot? No, we don't have a lot on this account. Or no, I think he gives you uncommon pet bones, which are like double as good as rotten pet bones. And so I think for the next like week of the event, I might just sit here and AFK Charlie Chance and just get like 18 bajillion pet XP. But okay, let's go and hop over to other accounts and see what we got going on. All right, first account, we have 11,000 wins. That's insane. And how much strength does this boss have? Only 5.6. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that means if we just kept fighting, we could get up to like 15 or 20,000 wins. It's just like a time thing here. All right, that's good news for the rest of our accounts. So I'm gonna keep on checking and keep on dialing it up. Ooh, only 10.3k on this account. Still good. I guess I wasn't able to get, yeah, nearly as much strength on this account as the other accounts. Beating him with such ease. Like, that's crazy to me. Ooh, like, what is this? 11.5, 10.3. How are these all like so different in terms of the amount of wins? I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. 11.5k puts us over the 50,000 win mark with 5 accounts still to check. So I think we're in good standing to get 100,000 total wins. Oh, let's go. Another 10.9k wins in the bag, which brings our total to 61,000 wins so far. Man, it's just so consistent. Like between 10 and 11,000 wins, it's just we've been destroying this boss. All right, same thing, right on the money, 10.9k. I got no complaints. And second to last, we have okay, this is a little weird how consistent it's getting. 10.8k again with 1 account to go. And the last account, okay, that is incredibly weird. Another 10.8k. All right, so the first accounts are a little varied, but the second half accounts, they're just like, all right, 10.8k, let's lock it in. Which brings our grand total to 104.8 thousand boss defeats of Sheldon Titanus. So, I mean, obviously that's not on one account, but if these are all combined on one account, that would be well ahead of the first place player who currently has 66.9 thousand boss defeats. I doubt I'll even get on the leaderboard just based off of how difficult you need like 26,000 boss defeats. I mean, we're kind of close there in my main account, but again, I don't know the next time the game is going to be handing out literally just infinite pet XP and pet wearables. And so we might spend the next few days or next week pretty much just AFKing Charlie Chance and also getting probably billions of gold in the process, which I'm not even sure what I would spend billions of gold on. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and go out there, get fighting Sheldon yourself, so that way you can try to get a chance at some awesome rewards that we might not see for quite some time until the next big event. So with all that being said, it has been your boy Quack. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.